Hey, what's up, y'all? Happy New Year. My name is Saluto Uba, and I'm the founder of the Uba Law Group, where we specialize in business formation and intellectual property to help you protect your assets, save money, and attract quality clients. What I want to do is talk with you about the top 10 things that you're going to need to set up your business. It's a new year and a lot of us are starting a new business venture, but we got to make sure that we're setting it up the right way and protecting ourselves and our assets. So we're going to go down a top 10 list. So number one, you're going to need a business plan. This doesn't have to be complex. This doesn't have to be very elaborate or sophisticated. But at a base level, you're going to need to create a plan that's laying out what you're trying to produce or what service you're offering. So you have a roadmap that teaches you where you need to go and can reorient you if you go off track. Number two, you're going to need to figure out what type of business entity you want to be structured as. So whether you're a sole proprietor, whether you want to set up an LLC, whether you're going to turn into an S corporation or C corporation at some point, you need to figure that out so you can structure yourself properly. This leads us to number three. Now, you're going to want to pick a name for your business, and when you pick that name, you want to do an intellectual property check and infringement check. Now, the reason you want to do this is because I don't want you to become committed to a name, fall in love with the business name, and build your whole brand around it, only to later discover that somebody owns the trademark to that, somebody owns the intellectual property rights to that, and you won't be able to use it at all. So figure out what type of business you're running, figure out the structure of it, figure out what you want to call it, and then run a check to make sure that your IP is protected. Number four, you're going to want to actually register your business with the state. Now, this involves, filing for your certificate of formation if you live in Texas, like where I am, where I'm licensed to do work. But as I always preach, it goes beyond just filing for that piece of paper with the state. A piece of paper is not going to protect your business. A piece of paper is not going to give you that liability protection that you're looking for. You don't need a paper LLC, you need a performing LLC. So if you're filing a business with the state, it goes way beyond that. It goes to your internal documents, your operating agreements, your consents, your resolutions, but then it also goes to your corporate formalities, how you're running your business on a day-to-day basis. So you got to make sure your entire house is in order and you do more than just file the piece of paper with the state. Make sure that you're fully registered and fully set up the right way. This takes us to number five. You're going to want to set up an EIN and a business bank account. Part of those corporate formalities is making sure that your business is structured properly. And part of your business being structured properly is you having the proper accounts in place. So you're going to want to set that up right away so you're able to receive money and funds and you're able to distribute that properly. All right, number six, you're going to want to make sure that you have your proper contracts in place. So depending on what industry you're in, depending on what service or product you're going to be selling, you need to make sure that you have at a minimum a base sales contract. You need to make sure that you at least have terms of service on your website in order to communicate what the terms of your sales are if you're going to be extremely website based. You need to have something in place, a contract, a policy, documentation that lists out your rights and that protects you in the event that something goes wrong. All right, number seven, I kind of alluded to it, but if you're going to be online, if you're going to be selling, you're going to need to have a proper website. This is your front door in the digital marketplace. This is how people are going to see you. So even if your website is your social media presence, a Facebook page, a storefront, you're going to need to make sure that that is in order and that's set up properly. Number eight, while you're setting up that website, make sure that you secure all of your social media domains and you secure all of your handles. Ideally, you want to be uniform across the board. So if someone searches for your business on Facebook, it's the same as if they search on YouTube or on Instagram or TikTok or whatever platform you're on. You want to try as much as you can to secure all of your social media handles, including those domains if you're looking for something strategic that's in line with your branding. Number nine, you're also going to want to make sure that your business is properly insured. So depending on what industry you're in, there might be different qualifications or requirements for certain types of insurance, and that can play a major part in something affecting your business and a court potentially determining that you might personally be at fault because you didn't maintain the industry standard of insurance or certification or whatever your technical qualification or standard is in your industry. So make sure all of those ducks are in a row and make sure all of those things and requirements are being met. Number 10, you want to make sure that you secure your intellectual property. Now, All of us have hopes of creating that brand, creating that business that's going to take our company to the next level, or is going to really accelerate and push forward what we've been doing. But in order for you to actually protect that and for you to actually have rights over those non-physical components, you need to make sure that you have your trademarks in order. If you're selling physical content or works or music or whatever product that you're developing that has copyright implications, you need to make sure that you have the copyright in order. You need to make sure that you've done an audit or some sort of analysis to figure out what's necessary right now and what you can push off to the future. But regardless, you need to have an understanding that your intellectual property rights are just as important in some cases as the physical rights, the physical products, or any of the digital rights that you're dealing with. So you need to keep your whole house in order, set up the business properly, but make sure that the intellectual property is included in that as well. All right, number 11, here's a bonus one. You need to set up your power team. Now, when I talk about a power team, when you're just starting off your business, some entrepreneurs are more bootstrapped than others. Some entrepreneurs have more resources, but you need to, at a minimum, I always recommend make sure that you have an attorney there to advise you, and make sure that you have an accountant there to keep your financials in order and to help you streamline your system so your business can be empowered to go as far and run as effectively from a tax standpoint as possible. As your business grows, as things continue to progress, my recommendation is that you add coaches, you add consultants to help take you to the next level. And then eventually you want to try to automate and add a team so you're able to be the boss, the CEO of your company, and cast a greater vision so you can impact greater people. That was my quick list, my top 10 things that you need to set up your business as you're launching in the year 2021. This wasn't an exhaustive list, but this was just to get you started and to provide a little bit of a roadmap as you're looking to set up and do great things in your business. Now, I've mentioned it before, but this year we've launched a campaign called Ownership is the New Black. And part of that is a Facebook group that we started called the Entrepreneur Society. This is a group where you're going to be able to get information, resources, empowerment, encouragement. So I just encourage you to check it out, join the group, meet and connect and network with other business owners, and continue to push forward. If you're a new entrepreneur, don't get discouraged, don't get overwhelmed, just take one step at a time, but just make sure that you're moving forward and you're advancing your dreams and you're impacting yourself and those around you. All right, I'm not wearing the shirt, but just like every Monday, I believe in you. You guys can do this. And don't forget, Mondays mean business. Peace.